Hey everybody, welcome to DoubleTap Episode 2.
Do we want to tell them what we were just talking about?
We're going to get to it. We're talking about Kennedy, the lovely young lady when we were young.
Yes, on MTV.
On MTV.
The VJ, Kennedy.
VJ, thank you. Alternative Nation, she hosted.
hosted Alternative Nation.
We're just curious of what's happened.
What does she look like?
No, she hosted a game show on GSN for a while. She still looked good.
She still looked good, okay.
Anyhow, we're here to talk about the iPhone and iPhone apps, and when you're not here, you are a masked crusader.
Yes.
So I know that comic books are near and dear to your heart.
I'm a vigilante on my off hours. A superhero, I should say, not vigilante.
No, that's bad. Batman was not a vigilante, right?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. Let us know in the comments. So let's take a look. What do you got for us?
The big news this week was Marvel Comics is partnering with a few different iPhone app developers, and they're releasing at least some of Marvel's catalog on these apps. So the one we're going to take a look at is called Comixology. That's comics with an X.
I'm not a big comic book person,
but
I see some names.
You see some characters you recognize.
Right, exactly.
So they're part of Marvel Comics. They don't have the entire back catalog, and they don't even have current issues, but they have some issues from the past year or so. And the application is pretty slick. It kind of feels like the iTunes or the App Store. You can browse by creator, publisher.
So just to clarify, the app is free, and
the app's free.
Pay per comic.
Yeah, there are some free apps on here.
Okay.
Or free apps, excuse me, free comics. A lot of independent publishers, but now they're getting, the more mainstream publishers, the more well-known, like Marvel. And you basically, the Marvel comics are, I don't know, $2 a piece. They have, like I said, not the entire back catalog, and not even current issues, but just a selection. Hopefully over time that'll grow. So, but the app's really slick, and it works surprisingly well. So we're going to take a look at a comic that I downloaded. Now I'm cheap, as you well know, so I didn't want to pay the $2 for the Marvel comics. So there are some free comics on there. So we're going to take a look at one of the free comics. It gives you a little information on the comic, and then you can just jump right into it.
Now, is it downloaded? You don't need to be online for this to...
No, it's stored in the phone.
Okay.
So the nice thing about this app is, like I said, it works really well. They basically break up the comic panels in a way that makes sense for the size of the iPhone.
Okay.
And simply tapping on the iPhone moves it from one panel to the next.
Okay, so you're not really seeing a page at a time, which would be real small, obviously.
Yeah.
You have to do a lot of navigation.
Yep, they're just breaking up the panels.
Okay.
You can also double tap on the phone and zoom in on a particular frame if you want to. But it works great. And this isn't the only app out there. There's iVerse is another one I tried that worked really well. But I could definitely see myself. I was laying in bed at night, just going through this comic, and I could definitely see myself reading comics on the iPhone. So
Comixology, as you said, the big news is Marvel's involvement. I wonder if that's anything to do with the whole Disney purchase, the whole buyout. Because at the time, you remember, some people thought they were overpaying. But if they think they can digitize all that back catalog.
Sure. Plus, there's always that speculation of a tablet device. And certainly, even though I think the comics work well on the iPhone, they would certainly work better on a device that's maybe 10 inches large, You
don't have a device that size right now.
I do not.
Only a 3-inch screen.
That's it.
As it were.
So what else do you have?
Well, I was just, but the fact that Disney obviously owning Marvel and Steve Jobs' involvement with Disney, it might make sense.
It'll be interesting to see if Marvel's partnering with these app developers right now. But I would think it would make more sense at some point for them to have a Marvel Comics app, and then hopefully a DC Comics app.
Okay, there you go. I made a trip to the local Dave & Buster's.
Yes,
I love to push coins. It's 70% of the games there, so you better enjoy pushing coins. But I noticed that in one corner they had this machine where you could purchase music. Again, it felt like one of those things that's 10 years too late. So you pick the songs and it burns it to a CD, or you could take your iPhone or your iPod Touch or even a click wheel and dock it.
And it put it on there?
That feature wasn't working yet, though. It said coming soon. Because I'm thinking, how would you possibly do that without getting rid of the music that's on it? How could you just add songs from a kiosk?
Unless it's somehow dropping it just into like the folder structure. I don't know.
Well, and then you couldn't play it. So, at any
You
rate,
couldn't get it off the phone either.
first-person shooters.
Yes.
Doom is now on the iPhone officially.
Doom, yeah.
You haven't looked at that yet.
I'm not a Doom fan. That's more your
my
you're
vintage.
You're a big Doom player.
Yes, Doom and Myst.
I didn't get into the first-person shooters until I got an Xbox.
I played Doom on PC and what was not Quake? There was another one around that time. I think was from id Duke Nukem. I guess it would be.
No. Wolfenstein.
Thank you. That was it. That was it. Anyhow, so first-person shooters coming to the iPhone. There was a little bit of buzz about.
Eliminate by NG Noko.
Okay.
So it just came out minutes ago, and I guess the big thing was what they're doing is their business model is a little different than you might think. Is they're giving you the game for free. Now, certainly there's free games on the iPhone.
Sure.
But they're giving you the game for free, and then you could in-app purchasing, so you can buy weapons and upgrades and levels. And some people are happy about that, some people aren't. I guess we'll see how it all pans out. Mm-hmm. Especially, it's an online competitive multiplayer game, so it could create some issues with people not buying the upgrades, having a disadvantage over those that did.
But you fire up the app, and it does force you to create an account initially. I've only played with it for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Well, let's make it 3 or 4.
So you can go online, but you can also play just against bots, computer-controlled enemies. So we'll just... And honestly, I was horrible against the bots, so I wasn't going to try to go online. But we'll just fire it up here. The problem I had with it initially is, I play console shooters, and just getting used to how it navigates. There's a stick on the left side, which is for moving forward and back.
Okay.
And you're supposed to swipe for turning, and then tapping to fire.
So it's hard to turn and fire then.
Yeah, because it really needs like 2 sticks. But I guess their thought was if you had another virtual joystick here, there's no way to fire. You'd have to take your finger somewhere to take it off to fire. I don't know what their thought was really.
So you're not thrilled with the layout?
I'm not thrilled with the controls. I mean, what happens is when you run into an enemy, it just becomes a control, or at least for me, and again, I've only played with it for a few minutes, a control issue where I don't, I can't really navigate and then locate my target. I'm sure there will be people who are just fantastic with this game and who will probably love it, but I'm just like walking the walls.
But again, maybe a game that if there was to be some sort of joystick on the sides of a D-pad on the side.
Sure. I mean, if you had 2 analog sticks or even 1 analog stick, I think it would be a whole different experience. The good thing though, it is free.
Right.
So you can definitely get a taste of it without, no commitment. We've all been burned on with iPhone games in the past. At least
and you don't like commitment anyway.
I don't like commitment.
So there you go. Well, that's going to do it. Until next time, everybody. Pinch and stretch.